Don't, 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 don't. Hey, yeah. Don't, don't. Hey, yeah. We live. Good morning, everybody. What's up?
Good morning, peoples.
This is the As a Black Man podcast. Got a new time for y'all, 10 a.m. You know what I mean? I had to go up to the higher ups to get that accomplished. You know what I mean?
Thank God for the peoples, man. Thank God for the peoples.
It's 9 a.m. Ain't working, dog. We got y'all with a new time, man. 10 a.m. on Saturdays. Y'all get y'all sleep in, wake up, and watch the most anticipated Black men's mental health podcast on the internet. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We got a great special guest for y'all. I'm getting hyped because every single week we have awesome guests. And Joe put his name on this one. So you guys watching, y'all already know y'all got the real deal going on. Man, CJ, what up, bro?
What's up, man? Good morning, and good morning, everybody. Appreciate y'all letting me on the show, man.
Oh, you already know what it is, boy. Once Joe tell me this is my mans in them, like this is my people, we gotta bring them on, yo. Because every time we say that, we got a great show every single time. Now he said it every week, but we got great shows every week, so we gonna
keep that. We gonna keep the streak
alive. Yo, CJ, that guy, bro. We in there.
Oh yeah. Hey, CJ, screen a little frozen.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you frozen, bro.
All right, hold on. Let me figure this out right quick.
He coming. He on his way. He coming.
We gonna get him. We gonna get him. Got a new time. So we excited about the new time while we wait for my man CJ to come back. It's gonna have a great show for you guys today. We're gonna be talking about politics. Joe, give them a little introduction about your boy CJ, so they know why they clicking into the podcast today.
CJ is a very special guy in the state of Delaware, and in my life as well. He's been a very good friend of mine. CJ works for the governor.
Okay.
For the state of Delaware. And CJ has his hands in a lot of projects within the city. A couple of groups he's in, a couple of Black groups he's in, who are very profound within the city as well, and actually in the nation. So CJ footsteps he's on the line of I think he might be the president by the time he's 45, 50 years old. You know what I mean?
We need another one. We need another one.
Yeah.
Got to face with the Obamas, but we need more. You feel me?
So I think Obama. A lot of people say Obama wasn't a real brother for us. I know Obama did his best, but just CJ in office.
CJ not bad with him. We need you, bro. So go ahead, climb up them ranks. Look, guys, as a Black man, I know what it's like to feel alone. I know how it feels to be told that I'm not good enough. No, I'm not here for your entertainment. I'm not a rapper, a ball player, a celebrity. I'm a human being. As a Black man, I'm told to man up when I have feelings. Ignore when I speak my pain. Hopeful that things will change, yet disappointed they often remain the same. As a Black man, I am strong because I have to be. This life, I gobble up the weak, and the pain and trauma that I've been through has humbled me to become a better me. It's time, as Black men, that we stand our ground. We speak the truth. We go after what we want, regardless of the pain we've been through. We quit for no one and inspire others to be themselves, to become greater. We owe it to ourselves as Black men. Let's go. Happy Saturday morning, people. CJ.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can't see you, though.
Yeah, see you.
Yeah, I'm moving closer to my router, man, so my connection don't chop up no more.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna keep the audio on, but I'm just moving the studio.
It's cool.
Got you. So, Joe, man, how was your week, man?
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's been really, really rough this week, man. I slipped into a phase of depression for about 2 days there, man. You know what I mean? It's getting to me. Now, I'm a guy, I'm always moving.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm always on the go. You know what I mean? So, I don't mind being home, because I'm with family, but I like to get out in the street too, though. You know, I realize now, you know, I need both facets of my life to be sustained, but like I gotta get outside, man. And I ain't talking about going for a walk. I like talking to people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like last night, me and two of my homeboys, we went to a parking lot. You know, we had our 20 feet distance, you know what I mean? And we had had the car open, had some music playing, just having good old adult fun out there, you know?
Right.
So that felt good.
Yeah, you ain't lying, man. Sometimes I be getting driven nuts, man. I gotta take the motorcycle essential shopping.
Right.
You know what I mean? I go out and ride to the grocery store. That's like the new going to the club. Yeah,
man.
You go out to the grocery planning that in your day. You like, yo, 12:30.
Yeah.
Hit the grocery store. Then about 2:00, I'm gonna hit the Walmart. Yeah.
Right.
Then you felt like you done been somewhere for the day. You like,
man,
yo.
I try to tell you, man. Look, last night, boy, just two of us out. I mean, three of us. You could have tell me nothing last night. It was like Christmas time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely been something I don't think any of us could ever imagine happening. And so CJ, man, introduce you, let the people know why Joe is so hyped to bring you on to the podcast today. Let them know.
Yeah. So, I'm CJ Bell, 25. Grew up in DC, came up here, went to college, went to UD.
Hey, blue hair, right.
Yeah.
Hello, blue hair. I see you.
Ended up working with Senator Carper as his personal aide and driver of 2017. Did that for a year. Ended up transitioning over to the governor's campaign. So I'm his campaign coordinator. I'm his point person. Pretty much run that campaign for the governor. So, it's a lot going on right now with this pandemic. First thing first, we want to take care of the people of Delaware, make sure everybody has the resources needed, and then we'll hit the campaign trail again. So looking forward to, anybody want to assist, any questions that they have about that. And looking forward to just talking about being Black in government. So.
Okay, yeah, we definitely want to know about that, man, because we definitely need more representation. And what made you get into politics?
So for me, shameless plug, I wanted to do policy, so I wanted to do urban planning. But I graduated, my cumulative was not good. I was a 2-4 actually, and grad school was just not an option, at least for them to pay for it. So, I ended up doing like City of Wilmington. I was a summer youth counselor for the summer, like making $300 a week or whatever. And I just kept talking to people, man. I just kept telling people what I wanted to do. And because of how intertwined policy and politics are, I figured if I do this route and with politics, I raise money, like kind of move up pretty fast. So, I'm like, all right, I'll do this and then just jump back over once I work for, elected official or something on the politics side, and, make that ask when the campaign is over.
Okay. So what's the vision? What are you, I guess, looking to do? You're working for the governor now. Yeah. What's the next steps?
So for me, like I have an organization called The Connect, and what we do is pretty much emerge and retain young professionals in the state of Delaware. So I feel like personally, Delaware has a lot to offer. Delaware is an intermediate between like New York, Philly, DC, like all the major metropolitan areas. And I feel like Delaware can itself become one of that, become like Wilmington could be like a small metropolitan area that really has a chance to boom. Delaware, you have access to like your biggest elected officials. Like you see them in Wawa, like you can call them and like they'll show up at your meeting or like birthday parties. Like people request the governor to come to birthday parties. Like it's hilarious. Yeah. And like it actually happens sometimes. So, I think Delaware has a very unique stance in the fact of being in the Mid-Atlantic, being the cheapest state of cost of living, and also this kind of interconnected hub that really gives a chance to flourish if you're an active young professional. So my ultimate goal is to somehow bring urban planning and like my political liaison into the millennial retention wave and really make this state a state for millennials by millennials.
Okay, all right. So what's the millennial wave that you're talking about? You gotta put me on to that, man.
Yeah, the first thing, first complaint that you probably hear when people talk about Delaware is like one, there's nothing to do, which is not true. There's a lot to do. Being with Senator Carper when I did, and having a whole year with him, going up and down the state, all the way from like Slaughter Beach up to Hockessin. So I've got to see everything in between. Like Milford is blowing up. Dover has a lot of potential. So there's plenty of things to do. You just need to, one, know the people, and two, like be active and looking for it. And the second complaint you hear is all our bars close at 1. Anywhere else, like it's 2. Like Delaware has I think it's the 5th or 4th like earliest time in the nation. Like we're like compared with like Wyoming and South Dakota. Like that's ridiculous. So like that's our flagship legislation. We're actually pushing for that next year to get last call changed from 1 to 2. When it's a law, you have to do in back-to-back legislative sessions. So this is just the first wave. But expect to hear about that in the news and a lot of different places come next legislative session next year. So we're really pushing that. We bring types of guests to the Connect, Secretary of State, the governor, Darrell Green was just there, Dr. Newton was just there. So we bring a whole bunch of people that are supportive of millennials staying here, because at the end of the day, if we don't, like, the economy is going to crash out here. Everybody needs young professionals to work in their organization.
So let me ask this question: when you go to work, how many people resemble what you look like?
Only one, and like they're not directly with us. So the way the campaign works, at least for like the higher elected officials, we rent office space in the Democratic Party headquarters, and there's only one person of color that's in that building with me.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So it's different. I mean, even like certain meetings, I'm like, it's just me. I go to civic organizations or like Democratic committee meetings. Like for the most part, like you don't see a lot of people of color. There's some like in the Democratic committee meetings, like especially if you go like Sussex County, which is different. But you see a lot of representation out there. Not to say like the party is not diverse. I'm not going to say that, but as far as like people that I work with,
right?
No, it's not a lot of us.
So how do you think that we can get some of our topics presented to the governor for the Black community without having enough Black people working for him to put that in his ear? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's hard. I'm gonna say with anybody, not even just the governor. Like you are your circle. You feel me? Like you are your trusted. Like who do you call in the middle of the night? Like that's your circle. You feel me?
Right.
If they're not a part of that, if you don't have like different specters or different diversity, like you're just not gonna have that perspective. Like it's a saying, like you are your experiences. You feel me? So like,
right.
For instance, if I don't have any Caucasians in my like immediate circle, I can't really give that perspective, or I wouldn't even be like negligent of it. Like
right.
That's just the way it goes. I think the more noise you make, the more people have to consider you to a certain extent. And there's a way to make noise without like being like F you, like what you say is wrong. Like I tell people all the time, like that's not how you do politics. Like, because the minute I tell you you're wrong, you automatically get defensive. And now like any ideas or any, like credible facts I had, you're not going to hear because you just want to prove your point.
Right.
Like, you kind of got to let people see it. Sometimes you got to let stuff like fall to the wayside and then come in and be like, listen, like this is another way you can do it. Like, I know it's not going great right now, but like, let's try this out.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, for me personally, I do it little by little when I can. You got to maneuver when you have that opportunity. It's all about taking advantage of that opportunity. And sometimes you just don't know when it's coming.
Right.
So, I try to bring them out into my world. Like, I have events and it's like, for example, the Connect. Like, I'm going to bring you around. Like, majority of people are going to be, persons of color. They're going to be young. And, like, this is a demographic that, like, you're just not as in tune with. Like, you're older. Like, you're not going to be around as much. So, let me just bring you in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It's just little by little. It's like chess. It's not checkers. Like, I'm not trying to checkmate you. I just want to bring you in little by little so you can get a sense for yourself. Rather than me telling you, like, nah, this isn't how you do it. This is what you do.
So how can we get the youth involved with the idea of getting to the realm of politics?
That's a hard one. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I think I'm more optimistic with the generation of mine and the next one than I was before. And the
Okay.
reason I say that is just because if you look at, all right, let's just take millennials, right? Let's say you 35 and under. You done seen a recession, you currently seeing a pandemic, and you also seeing climate change in real time.
Right.
All three things that have affected us dramatically. Like recession, I saw my parents lose their job. Like I saw foreclosure notices. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
the pandemic, like you're seeing, like you can't go nowhere. Like you have
Right.
to stay in your house. Like, and then like, you know, who knows what's gonna come out of this from like they're talking about another recession. So like you're seeing this in real time. People that graduated in 08 from college, like I still feel for them. Because I'm just like, how you graduate? And they be like, yeah, we don't got nothing. Like, go worry
Right.
McDonald's or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? You wasted 4 years.
Right.
So I feel like because it's hit us a lot harder than like, you know, I would say older generations, or at least like in the span of time, I feel like people are getting a lot more vocal. I feel like, you know, young people are starting to get engaged. We have to figure out how to translate that to like to the actual polls.
Right.
You know, social media is great, and you know, rah coming to a rally is great, but like, you know, at the end of the day, the people that make these decisions are the people we put in office. So we have to be very, very intentional about who we put there, who we support, and you know how we make sure that we can keep their feet to the fire. Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's their job. Like they're, you know, they're supposed to be on the hot seat.
Right.
That's what they signed up for.
Now, CJ, what do you say to like the younger people that feel like that's in our community that feel like their voice is never heard by government, so they don't bother to vote and they don't believe that their vote matters or counts?
Yeah. So there's a actual like a little meme. I'll send it to you. I just have to find it in my phone. But going back to 2016 election, so I think Hillary by majority she won by like I guess like 1% or something like that. But you got to realize that that's only about 52% of the population. So that means 48% of people didn't vote.
Wow.
You take another 10, Hillary has to win. Like it would be too
Right.
much of an uproar. You see what I'm saying? So when people say their vote doesn't matter, it definitely does. It definitely you can see it more on a local level just because like the numbers are lower. Like for school board elections, like I think I've seen one time where it was only like 200 votes total. Like in Newark, city of Newark, like they councilmen, they be winning with like 300-400 votes. Like it's not
Wow.
a lot of votes. So you know what I'm saying? Like your vote definitely matters. You know, all you can do is you try to put them in that realm where they get to see it. Like I try to all my friends, like I tell them come to a parade with me. You feel me? Like just to get to see that like fun interactive stuff. Like yo, come to this with me. Like I'm doing this like even if I throw like a fundraiser, like for elected officials, like, yo, I'm gonna put your name on this committee too. Like, don't even worry about it. I'll raise your bread, but like, you need to start getting this mix. You feel me?
Right.
And I feel like you gotta do it one by one. Like, for me, like my family and friends are not really into politics. Like, they have a negative preconceived notion, like you were just referring to. So it's just little by little. I'm gonna start putting you in here. You feel me?
Right. Right.
Like when
right.
we do the Connect, we teach legislative advocacy in a happy hour setting. Like people have never seen that before. Like I'm teaching you how to find your legislator, how to, you know, figure out an issue that you want to advocate for, how to get your street paved. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
all while you sipping on like some Pinot Grigio.
Right.
I would say, Mel, like I watched his connection grow. For the first time he probably had maybe like 20 people to like now he got to tell people they can't come because he can't house them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is like to watch that dynamic grow and then to see the age group that's in there is dynamic because these are people that have kids their age. You know what I mean? And these kids now are getting involved in politics and what's going on in their city to make a difference. And I'm excited for his connection, what that group called the Connections, because now it's a paved way that they can get introduced into politics at a younger age. They didn't have that when I was growing up. You know what I mean? You know, I'm 46 years old, so you know you have to have some money to be related to somebody to be able to go to a political thing, and you don't need that now. You know what I mean? You just need to go. It's open invitation for everybody.
Yeah, and it's young people running for office now, man. Like,
okay.
It's crazy. Like, somebody I graduated with, you know, good friend of mine, Medina, she's running for, I think it's the 26th state rep seat, and she's my age. You know what I'm saying? So like,
right.
people are making noise. People are starting to like really just jump out there. You feel me? I think that's the best way to do it. Like, you can't really go wrong by participating. It's not like people be thinking like, oh, they're gonna blow my phone up every time. Nah, like I'll tell them no. Like I remember when who was it? Elizabeth Warren, like they hit me up. I was like, no, I'm not interested. You know, like it's that simple. Like nobody's gonna be like, oh, you're such a bad person. You're not coming out to a phone bank. Like that's not your thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. So let me ask this question on a daily basis for you. We know politics is very stressful, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But how do you deal with it mentally? You know what I mean? Because one, you don't have nobody really associate with, because there's nobody your kind that you could talk to. Two, the area that you in is kind of hush hush, you know what I mean, kind of situation. So how do you deal with the mental anguish, bro, on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I would say for me now, I went from a job where when I was with Senator Carper, like I was his personal aide, so his schedule was my schedule. Like some days I'll be there at his house 7 a.m. Like sometimes we wouldn't leave till like 9 p.m. You feel me? So I got to really experience that grind till now. Running the campaign, like I set my schedule. Like there's nobody to be like, oh, you need to do this X, Y, Z. It's like, we just trust in you. We see that you've done enough work. We trust that you can handle this, and hit us up if you need something. But like basically, you take care of it. If they hear about it, then there's a problem because it's like you should take care of this. You feel me? So it's definitely stressful. I would say it's definitely the anguish comes between where you, as a person of color and feeling like the only one, you have to represent everybody, and doing that, along with like the political ties of like certain things you can say, certain things you can't say, like it's definitely a thin line. But fortunately, I have a great mentor. I have a couple of them, all frat members. You feel me? Like somehow, some way, we run politics and political advocacy in the state of Delaware. But shout out to Saron King, current Secretary of Labor. Shout out to Stephen Williams, working down at the Homeland Security Committee in Capitol Hill. Shout out to Garth Spencer. So I've had them to kind of like, when I'm stressed out, I'll call one of them. It's like, yo, how do I deal with this? I got this crazy situation. So, fortunately, like, I think, like I said at the beginning, it's very important. I'm going to say this for all young people. It's very important you tell people what you want to do. And it's very important that you keep constant communication with those that are somewhat in your field. You know what I'm saying? Like I would tell you, people love to talk about themselves. You feel me? And like, just send an email, informational meeting. Hey, I just want to learn about how you got to where you are. I have had one person deny it. That's it. Out of like the 40 people I've sent the email to. So like, I'm sitting down with people that I'm like, how the hell am I sitting with this person? You feel me? So that I think mentoring and just like, speaking your truth, like speaking it into reality is the keys to get through those stressful times, man. Because I got, like you said, I got a bigger purpose. Like I got bigger things I want to do. And when I realized that this is just one of the stepping stones, I got to keep making it happen.
Right. And the funny thing, he said some names there, Mel. Saron Cade, who's in charge of the Department of Labor for Delaware. He's under the age of 40. Stephen Williams, who works for Homeland up in D.C. from Delaware, under the age of 40. And Brother Garth's under the age of 40. Like, all 40 gentlemen are making noise under the age of 40. You know what I mean? Which is very phenomenal. For Saron to have the job he has, he made a lot of people mad, right? Because he's now over 40 years old and he's running the Department of Labor for the state of Delaware.
Yeah, that's impressive.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a massive job. You know what I mean? He controls, like, without him, we don't run. We don't facilitate. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure his stress level was on like 10,000. You know what I mean? He got two little young ladies at home that's even getting more stressed. CJ got a little young man that's getting him stressed. You know what I mean? That's why that man got no haircut right now. Ain't because of Corona. Because of that baby. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But have these young men do this phenomenal amount of work within our local government, man, it's massive, bro. And and for me to be able to touch them, he's been more, incredible. Like, whenever I have questions, I call Saron and I call CJ. Like, well, how can we fix this? How can we do this? Because like we always say we need to get our voices heard, right? That's the black sentiment that we have there for the struggle. But we got people in place. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why I want CJ on, because people see him, but they'll never get a chance to talk to him because he can't do too much talking because the boss got to talk. You know
Right.
what I mean? So that's why I want to get him on and give us perspective of how the stress levels are, how the mental capacity is. It's not election season yet, but it's coming up on that pretty soon. You know what I mean?
With this whole pandemic, you're gonna see a lot of campaigns trying to make up for lost time. So it's definitely going to be a different level. I'm excited for the challenge. You know, my son starts living with me in June. So that's a whole other element to take on. But you know, like I said,
right.
That was a long case, bro. So I'm happy with that.
I'm happy for you, bro. We got a comment here. Mr. Todd says, "I'm really being educated. Thank you. We thank you for listening."
Man, look, Todd supposed to be on the show today.
What is that?
Todd supposed to be on the show. That's my cousin also.
Oh, okay.
We will get a Todd. You coming on here, bro? I called and left you a message, man. Call me back.
We looking forward to it, man. We glad. We've been getting overwhelmingly positive feedback from this podcast and what we've been able to accomplish and do here. So we definitely thank everybody that's watching. Feel free to call in and ask CJ some questions today. 302-584-3287. Again, call in. It's 302-584-3287. And bye, cousins. My cousins is leaving here.
So tell we say bye. Tell we say bye.
Bye. Bye.
Hey, so I'm gonna tell you, until I moved to Delaware, I never seen the mayor and the governor so involved in our community. You know, Mr. Pizecki's like, I was on a board with him, and to hear, you know, his dialect and how he likes to, like, he can relate to us. You know what I'm saying? Communication wise, he sees us. For him to put on like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, we have HBCU week here, and the amount of people that he brought in, we've had over thousands of students get scholarships and get offers for college. You know what I mean? That didn't have the opportunity before. You know, so it's college for everybody. It's not for everybody, but for us to have a program in place for Black kids to be able to go get accepted to colleges, not just local colleges like Dell State or Lincoln. We talking about FAMU was coming, Howard was here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we had some of the big colleges come here as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I would say I would challenge the people in Delaware to change their mindset about politics a little bit. Like, I'm not a politician at all. I don't understand none of it, but I would challenge our people to change their mindset, because you have a governor and a mayor who care about us. You know what I'm saying? Not just saying because they need political votes, but they actually do care about us. You know? If you ever come to Delaware, Mel, and it's like during the summertime, you catch Pizecki out there at a party dancing, bro. You know what I mean? I seen the governor shake his hips a little bit. You know what I mean? At a couple of Black events. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I was at homecoming. They both were there at homecoming at Delaware State. You know what I mean? So they're not hiding from us all. They want to be a part of us because I think they know we have a voice that needs to be heard. You know, and that's why I want, ask CJ, how can other young folks get involved, not just with politics, but within our local government here. You know what I mean? Like, we got to make a difference.
So we got another comment from Ken Briscoe. Mr. Ken, thank you for commenting. He said, congrats on the show. We appreciate you for tuning in. Says CJ is a great resource in Delaware. You getting verified. You're like, verified. You know?
Listen, man.
You guys definitely getting a real deal with CJ. And it's so important that we connect with people like him, because the more we connect with people like him, the more we can get involved. I don't live in Delaware anymore, but for my people that do live in Delaware, you guys get involved with people like CJ and, just start to build our presence, and your voice can really get heard because we got young people making a difference. My man, 25 years old, he's doing it out here. So, have him on here, man. So look, man, I just met CJ today, bro, but I'm so excited to hear about the things that you're doing, man. It's so great. And just keep it up, man. Keep that grind up, man, and hopefully you keep climbing that ladder. I love this kid, man. I love this kid, especially positive people.
So here's the best thing about when CJ became a father. I think that gave him more encouragement to be more aggressive. You know what I mean? 'Cause, he was aggressive before. That's his man. That's his manhood. He's an aggressive kind of guy. But I saw him change once he had his son. I think that made him like, you know what? I gotta make a difference not only for myself, but for my future, which my son's gonna be a part of. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes we do need that encouragement that we don't see, but we actually see, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I think CJ's son really motivated him a lot. You know what I mean? And then for him to put the energy into where he's at, and then you can see it in the connection, man. Like, man, you know, they know their thing. And now, you know, I meant to say too, CJ also got a podcast.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right,
he got a podcast. I've been watching a couple of shows on the low, you know what I mean? And they speak so, like, they're kind of like us, but on a different level, Mel. You know, everybody can't be like us, but they kind of like us, though. You know what I mean, Mel?
Right.
Yeah. But they have a dynamic following, man. And their age group, I probably would say, is 35 and under.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they making an impact there as well. So, like, we gotta make a difference, man. You know, people always like put the fist in the air, Black Power, but when stuff hit the fan, they run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need people to, you know, stand their ground. You know, we had some people in the past who did well for us, like Martin Luther King. He did a very good job for us, and a couple other political leaders that did their thing. Yeah, I mean, I give my hats off to what's that little skinny dude down the big head from Louisiana? Can't think of his name.
No, it's not D-Ray. It's something with a D. I think I know.
I can't think of his name. But yeah, we're making a difference, man. And I see now, like even here in Smyrna, my guy in charge of Smyrna is a Black guy, and he's a Cap as well. You know what I mean? But I'm seeing more African Americans come to the force shadows. You know, we had one running for Florida. We had one in Atlanta. You know what I mean? We're making a difference now. You know what I mean? But that stress level still there. Like we can't. Sometimes the other people don't believe in us, bro. They don't trust us. You know, we just educated as they are. They like, nah, you can't come in because your skin complexion.
Yeah, no, we can't let up. We still need healthcare is a big thing. Black maternal mortality is extremely important. You know, just like he was saying, with my whole kid, like I was worried about that. Like when she's in the hospital, I'm like, yo, like if I gotta strangle a doctor, like
yeah.
We need more of that. We need more people in the legal field. And politics. I think those are the three. If like we had just some like all Black meeting, like we gotta encourage people and incentivize younger generations to pursue those fields. Like they may be timely, and you might have to put in a lot of like grunt work, but you know it'll be worth it. You know,
right.
The way I was taught, my father told me like it's a dynasty. Like I'm supposed to be better than him. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to learn from those mistakes, and that's like anybody that comes under me. Like you shouldn't go through the same struggle I did.
Right.
Not to say you're going to be like spoon fed, but like you shouldn't go through what I did because like what's the point? I did it already.
Right.
Why are you going through the same thing? Now your timeline, you got to speed up somewhere. Like let's take away a couple of the struggles I did, so that way you can climb faster than I did.
Right.
I just want to chime in on something you just said. Black representation in healthcare, law, that's law enforcement, lawyers, judges, and politics.
Mm-hmm.
That is really the key to change.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are the areas that we seek the most change in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's been study after study of Black people being misdiagnosed or not diagnosed or not given the right treatments, not being looked at the same as our counterparts, disproportionately sentenced when it comes to being locked up, disproportionately locked up for the same crimes that our counterparts are committing. Like, so all of the changes that we want to see as Black people, we have limited representation in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really where we need young people like CJ and myself to really get into those fields. Like I used to be a police officer because I wanted to make a difference in the community. And, you know, just going out into these fields and you got to make these changes from within, because you mentioned something earlier, and I say this all the time, there's no incentive for the counterparts to really want change for us. You know,
right.
People look out for people that represent them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the unfortunate part of it. You know, people looking out for who looks like them. And it might not be nothing wrong with that, but if we don't get that representation in these areas, then that's why we have this long lasting, you know, going back and forth with our politicians. You know, we've been saying the same stuff for decades.
Right.
Still got some of the same issues my grandparents had.
Right.
like, okay, so how are we going to truly get this change? Now, some people be like, well, maybe that's why people start believing that their vote doesn't matter. I was one of those people that used to feel that way because I'm like, yo, there's decades of the same nonsense, and it's still changing. It's still disproportionately sentencing. I've seen it with my own eyes as a police officer, counterparts getting treated differently than us. I mean, and this was only 5 years ago when I was a cop, 5-6 years ago. And I'm still seeing all right, what do we need to do to get the change that we're seeking? And the answer is we need to do what CJ is doing. We need to get involved and get in on that level to create that change. There's nothing stopping us from running for office and getting these positions. We need to run for office. We need more people in the office. We need more doctors. We need more lawyers. We need more mental health professionals. Please, Black folks, we need y'all. You know what I mean? We basketball is cool, but we need to get into the profession that's going to inspire change within our community. And I thank you, CJ, that you saying all the right stuff, man. You're inviting your friends to come out and hoping that they get involved. We got a strong dislike for politics, man, because we really feel like our voice ain't never heard.
Right.
When we can get people like CJ that comes on, it's like, yo, your voice can be heard. So what we gonna do about it? We're meeting people like CJ that are actually doing things in the community. Are we gonna join in on this cause, or are we just gonna continue to say we got the same issues? So now we got the tools available to us to make that change, man. So CJ, how do you if you had 1,000 young people right now watching this podcast, and you like, yo, you guys need to join this call and get on so we can make the change. Well, what's that pitch for them?
I mean, the first thing I'm gonna tell them, just because I've been doing it for this is our second year. Visit theconnectde.com. That's for my organization. We literally emerge and retain young professionals. So the way we define young professionals is one, a well-informed citizen. So we teach you how to look up your legislature. We teach you how to advocate for issues you care about. You know what I'm saying? I might not care about all the same issues you do, but I'm going to show you how to advocate for them. I'm going to show you how to get it pushed through. We attack jobs with a living wage. So not just, a post-grad job, but a living wage. Living wage means 30% or less of your income is going to rent or your mortgage. We're not putting you up. I'm not going to push hard for jobs. Granted, I love jobs, you feel me? But I'm not going to push hard for a job that's going to put you in a state of financial instability. You know what I'm saying? So, if I can get you a job with a living wage, you're more likely to stay here. If I can attack that first, I can worry about all the extracurriculars and the festivities later. Because now I got you somewhere where you got bread. You see what I'm saying? Versus if I just gave you a job, now I got to speed up with trying to build this movie theater, or trying to build this bowling alley, or trying to get this last call law push, which I know takes a minimum of 2 years. So those are the 3 pillars that we try to attack. So visit theconnectde.com. If you're not into that, there's plenty of people I can connect you with. I would say 9 times out of 10, for any young person watching, if there's a career that you want to do, feel free to hit me up. I'll make sure they get all my contact information. But like I said, if I don't know them, I'll point you in a direction that somebody that does. I'm not going to let you go unanswered. I'm not going to let your aspiration go unanswered. So I'm more than happy to be a resource. That's literally why we call it the Connect. All we're doing is connecting dots to problems, connecting people to their aspirations, and connecting the state to a great young professional demographic that we so desperately need. So I'm here, I'm available, and more than happy to connect with anybody that you all know, any problems you all have. I'll do my best to make sure I can solve that for you.
That's awesome, man. I just also want to mention, we talk about generational trauma pretty much on a weekly basis. And I think that's the word that was just escaping me while I was on my little soapbox a couple minutes ago.
You was doing a good job too, bro.
Yeah, I was on my little soapbox a couple minutes ago. The generational trauma is really why we have such a separation in politics. And there was a time where we just wasn't afforded the rights or the possibility to even get into politics. And, people like my parents' age, some of the stuff that they saw from the treatment from the police, people are so hurt by everything that they've been through that these career choices are just basically just you almost get called a sellout for trying to be politics or go into law enforcement and do some of these other that's how much trauma and hatred has developed from some of the treatment of our ancestors, man. And it's going to take the youth to really say, well, hey, look, it's unfortunate that our ancestors went through the things, but to make sure that the next generation don't, we need to get involved in these things. So how do you spearhead like that kind of like mission to just get young people to go to school for politics, go to school to be a lawyer, go to school to be a doctor? Like, yeah, like you gotta go to school for 12 years. That's a long time, but people are doing it all the time. Why we always got to go to a doctor that don't look like us?
Or don't even speak English.
Yeah, I mean, and this all with that, we appreciate the doctors that are in the world, but I would prefer to have a doctor, a black male doctor. I would prefer to have a black mental health therapist. I have one. I have a black mental health therapist, but I don't have a black male one. I can find one.
Right.
I would like to vote for a black governor, a black Senate. So it's like we gotta get more involved in these areas so we can see the change that we want to see. And the opportunities are available for it now more than ever before. So I think that's what's big. And then we got young people that's doing really big things, man. So I guess what's your thoughts, CJ? Like, do you see these career choices becoming attractive for people your age and under?
I think it's two parts to your question, or twofold answer. Like, one, y'all are doing it right now. I would say identify the young people that's making moves that are like in these career fields that that we need to incentivize, and keep incentivizing them, keep praising them. Like, I know a couple of nurses at Christian. I check in on them every other day. Like, hey, how y'all doing? Like, y'all eat lunch? You eat dinner? Like, I'll send that. I'll send you this bread. Like, little stuff like that. Encouraging the people that's in the field that's taking, I guess, the brunt of like the anguish and the problems, and learn how to navigate. Like, continue to support those people, and then the people under that, the same way. Like, for instance, if you got Joe got a son or something, or a grandson, like, you putting them around the frat stuff early. It's just called grooming. Like, the best way to get somebody to do something is for them not to realize they're doing it. So, like, it's real simple. I just, like I said with my friend, I keep putting you in the circle. I'm going to keep inviting you to these events. I'm going to keep making sure you have a great time, keep connecting you with people that I know you want to talk to. Then eventually it'll take care of itself. I don't got to force you to do it. I just got to keep pushing that button a little bit. Keep putting you around that circle before you know it. Like, you telling me stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think those are two things. Keep identifying, like, especially for the older generation, identify the people that you see making those moves, support them as much as possible. And then two, with the, the people after that, the people younger, just continue to try to, like, dibble and dabble into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my son will be watching CNN, MSNBC by the time he's like 5 or 6. Like, because I just want, like, this is the standard. Like, younger people don't know a standard until you set it. You feel me? Like, nobody know what your house look like or how you want to set up until you set it up. So just set up the standard that you want to see, and let it progress. Like, your personality and your charisma, and, like, if you deliver results, everything gonna take care of itself. Just like Joe was saying, like, the Connect started off small. We was at Timothy's. I just ran out the bar area. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just ran out the bar and was pointing people. I was like, here, you come talk to this person. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, it's sold out. I can't even get you in. So those are two things. I don't want to be on a tangent or nothing, but those are two things I would say to make that happen.
Nah, man, that's big, man. You're definitely wise beyond your years, to say the least.
I told you.
Yeah, so we've been very fortunate to be getting these guests on here. I don't even know if I had the mental fortitude that you had at 25.
I know I didn't,
bro. So you definitely you got to keep that going, man. We need you, bro. So I'm proud of you, man. And people that's in your circle, they should be happy that they're in a circle with somebody that really wants change for our community, really wants change for the young people. So keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like, it's definitely, and all the encouragement you need, I got you, bro. We go ahead and put you in that. And we're gonna talk offline too, because I'm curious to further get some more details about everything that you do and stuff like that, man. But yeah, man, young people, like, this is the deal, man. You guys think these careers ain't sexy. I'm sure the ladies will find it sexy when you bring it up. You know what I mean?
I would say, man, since I came to Delaware, first of all, I met so many professional people. Like, my sister-in-law is a judge. She's under 45.
Whoa!
You know what I mean? I got another homegirl. She's a judge. She's under 45. You know, we got my brother Wally, who's a lawyer. He's one of the best lawyers in the state of Delaware.
I know Wally.
You know what I mean?
What up,
we got his brother Adib, you know what I mean, who's a young doctor.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
right.
And then, like my dentist is a black man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
My ear, nose, and throat doctor is black. You know what I'm saying? My person who does my skin, she's black. You know what I mean? Like my dynamic here is like I'm from Baltimore, right? And when I was in Baltimore, I didn't see that many people in these professions. I saw teachers. That was the norm. But to come to Delaware and see these young people on fire like this, it's blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind. One of our good brothers, Tony Allen, he's one of the youngest presidents I've ever seen of HBCU.
Okay.
Right here in Delaware. You know what I mean? Like, Delaware people, like, they make their mind. You come to Delaware, whether you from here or not, they make it happen here on a professional level. And I'm excited. And there's other brothers I didn't mention. We got another brother who's a trade lawyer for the government. You know what I mean? He's right down there in DC, but he's from Delaware. You know what I mean? Like, they're making noise up here, which is good. I see it at 46 years old. My question is, CJ, how can we make y'all more visible to the community? You know what I mean? Like 35 and older, yes, we see it. You know what I mean? A lot of us are married. We got children. Like, I emulate my daughter to watch you. You know what I mean? And other kids as well. Like, but how can we make y'all more visible to inner city kids that don't have the resources that we have to get to you guys? How do we achieve that?
It's a couple of different ways to do it. Like, y'all have a following. I would encourage you all to keep bringing those people that you feel like the unsung heroes. Like, you can make a whole unsung heroes series if you wanted to. You feel me? There's like, I know I've been to a couple of middle schools in Wilmington, and it's just like one of the teachers she has called like Just Like Me Friday. So it's just like, black professionals, like whatever career field they was, like, it's on you to make your presentation good. You feel me? Like, you should be able to sell yourself. You should be able to sell your job. If you can't, I don't think I want you introduced to the next generation, because like, you have to make this appealing. Like, that's the challenge. Like, it's not all on y'all to figure out how you make it visible. Like, okay, you made it visible. Now it's on you to make it appealing. Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? One person is better than zero. So like, I don't care if it's 100 people in that room. You got one, you did something. Right. So I think it's on both parties, man. It's not just on y'all to make it visible. It's on the people that need to be visible to make it appealable too. So, like I said, just keep identifying the people and that's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither will this generation of trauma be getting rid of in a day. So, one step at a time, one person at a time.
So, CJ, did you get pushback when you first started getting into politics from your friends? Why are you doing that? Yada yada.
Yeah, somewhat. You feel me? But like, I'm a very, like, I guess I would say I'm a headstrong person. I'm a charismatic person. So like, anything I'm gonna do, I can sell it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was able to build the impact I did, in such a short amount of time. And then at the same time, like, I still have friends I will text and they be like, I ain't going to vote. Like, all right, you feel me? I appreciate you letting me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop hitting you up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just got to figure out, all right, how can I, that's why I did psychology too. Like, it's all about understanding somebody else's perspective. Like, I can't put my perspective or my values on you. Like, I need to understand where you're coming from to better persuade and inform you of, like, this is something that you should look into, strongly consider that you look into. So I think that's
when you get one of your friends to buy in, how do you help them help one of their friends to buy in? Because I think that's kind of like it. Like, that's where we really start to see that change. Like, when we start to normalize, like, blacks in politics, like, as a thing, especially amongst young people, then it just becomes like, yo, man, I need to get in on this. So like when you got a friend that buys in and finally like, all right, man, all right, I'm a voter, all right, I'm gonna listen to you and go to this meeting or whatever. How do you encourage them to keep pay it forward? Because that's
I show them love. I show them mad love. It's a lot of positive affirmation. You feel me? Like I've had people text me like, it's like, yeah, I didn't vote for your boss, but you voted, and I appreciate that. You feel me? Like I don't care. Like I mean, of course I care, especially with my job now. I want you to vote for my boss, but as long as you're voting, I'm more impressed by that. I'm more happy with that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like your voice matters now. Like when we go look in the system, I'm telling you now, like people, it's certain like when you look at it like this, you're elected official, right? Let's say y'all elected official, and that's your livelihood. Like this is how you pay your bills. And you got two constituents, one that voted for you, one that didn't vote at all. They both need their street paid. Who you doing?
Oh, for the one that voted.
You feel me? So like, even if you didn't vote for that person, you still voted. That's all they can see. They just see that you voted. So like, that will help you down the line if you have a problem you're advocating for. Is what I'm trying to tell. Like you can only do data on people that voted. Like you can only use the stats that you have available. I can make it up, but like that don't mean you in it. You know what I'm saying? That's theory. That's theory based. So like the more of y'all that's in it with the Census Bureau, I can't allocate money for people I don't know that's there. You know what I'm saying? So like it comes down to it like that. That's how I break it down sometimes when I talk about voting. I'm like, all right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about like how you complaining that it's not enough unemployment, or you complaining that food stamps are not enough, or you complaining that we don't have enough parks and recreation. All right, let's go down to it. Let's figure out why that is.
Right.
Can you give us your contact information, like your Instagram handle or whatever, so people can follow you and people can support you?
Yep. I think I can put it in the chat too. I'll do that. But it's on Instagram. It's Who Don't Love Chris. All one word. That's on IG. Facebook is just CJ Bell. I can also be reached at theconnectde.com. That's our website. Theconnectde.com.
Who Don't Love Chris? Like this on the screen?
Yep. Who Don't Love Chris. That's exactly right.
All right, that's the IG.
Yeah. Facebook is just CJ Bell. You know what I'm saying? Listen, even if you need my number, man, like this is the phone I give everybody. 202-425-4044. Like I said, don't hesitate. If you got a problem or you got a career you're trying to make happen, like I said, give me a couple of days and, I'll do my best to connect you with, who I think will be the best next step for you. So I'm here. I'm available. I want to thank y'all for bringing me on the show again.
Oh, no problem.
You got to sign off soon. I got to take care of.
Yeah. So I'm honored to have you on here for multiple reasons. One, because you're young and your aspiration is very contagious. Two, I think our viewers need to hear what you're saying from a younger perspective also. Majority of our viewers are like in the 40s and above, right? But even then, I'm excited for the kids that follow us as well. That they can see, so we see different dynamics that can reach different people. You know what I mean? And I'm excited to have you on here. You know what I mean? Because one, you're my brother, and two, because you know such a phenomenal thing right here in Delaware that people can see. Now, if we was in a state like Detroit or California, I can't see you. But Delaware's so small, you know what I mean, compacted, we can see you. You know what I mean? That's why I want everybody to see who you was with your name. And then the fact that you work with the mayor, the governor, that puts even more emphasis on it, because now we see the mayor now and the governors now because of the pandemic, you know what I mean? But to be able to put a black person in the view of the people as well, I think helps out a lot. So I applaud you, bro. Thanks for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, so guys, as we close out, remember, it's time as black men that we stand our ground, we speak our truth, we go after what we want, regardless of the pain we've been through. We quit for no one and inspire others to be themselves, to become greater. We owe it to ourselves as black men. We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Peace.
Okay, hold on for a second, bro.
Yeah. Don't